5-on-3 power play setup. As you guys could see, this is somewhat different than our 5-on-4 setup. With the 5-on-4, we're going to use the overload, which, if you guys recall, we're just overloading the one side of the ice. With a 5-on-3, we're going to use a little bit more of the zone, and we call this setup a box plus one. And as you can see, we're set up in a box formation, and this is your plus one. So ideally we would like a right-handed shot down in this corner, a left-handed shot in this corner. I'll get into why in a second. And the defense, you guys are on opposite sides in case there's a one-timer opportunity. High slot guy, it doesn't really matter which way you shoot as long as you're above the hash marks. Alright, so a couple of key things here is patience. We always want patience on the power play. We want to make good, strong, clean passes, and we want to retrieve loose pucks. So again, just like the 5-on-4, if we get into a situation where we lose the puck or we miss the net, it's very important that the closest two guys win the battle, retrieve the puck, and then we get back into our setup. Okay, so we're going to move the puck around here, and I'm just going to go over positioning when the puck is in different areas of the ice. Okay, so let's go. Alright, so puck is down here with our left-handed shot guy. Now, these two guys are going to be the quarterbacks of the 5-on-3 power play, and the reason why is they have the most options when it comes to scoring opportunities. So what are those options? Well, here we go. Option number one, you can go back to your D. Option number two, you can go to the high slot. Option number three, you can go back door. And then option four, which is why we want a left-handed shot, is you can take it right to the net and get a good quality shot. If you're a righty here, you'd have to flip it to your backhand to get a good quality shot. So we want a right-handed shot here in case that that open lane is there where you can drive the net, you get a good quality shot on your forehand. Alright, so we'll move it back to the D and just look at the rotation. Alright, puck goes back to the D. This guy stays where he is. The guy who's in the high slot drops down a bit for a screen facing the D. Defenseman here, you have three options. You can go back down low, you can go back to your partner, or you can shoot if the shot opportunity is there. Alright, we want a good low shot here because we have a screen and a tip set up in front of the net here. So puck goes over to the other D, and look at the movement there. So the player who was originally here steps out for support for this guy. The player who was in front of the net just shifts over to provide a screen for this D. And our left-handed shot who was initially with the puck is going to go back door now on this side. Okay, so again, defense, you have three options. You can go back to your partner, you can go down low, or you can shoot the puck. Alright, just switch things over now, down low again. Alright, so puck goes back down low. We don't need a net presence there anymore, so you're going to step out here. The guy who's the high slot guy is going to step out above the hash marks. The reason why we want to step out high is we want to pull a defender out to open up this lane in here. Okay, so again, you have four options here. You can go back to the D, you can go to a high slot, you can go back door, or you can take it right to the net, depending on what the defense gives you. Okay, so now let's go back to, I'm just going to introduce some penalty killers, and I'm going to switch to 3D view. And again, we're going to go over the rotation with penalty killers now. Alright, so in this scenario, if this D is not pressing you, then you obviously have a lane to the net, correct? Or you even have your defenseman, which is open. Again, these two guys are the quarterbacks. You are going to set the play depending on what the penalty killers are going to give you. Okay, so if this particular defenseman attacks you, then this particular player will be open for a slot pass. If this particular player attacks you and then this defenseman reads that you're going to the slot, you have your backdoor option here. If they stay still like they are right here, you can take that right to the net and get a good quality shot. Okay, so let's move that to the D. Alright, puck goes back to the D. D, you got your partner open. You can send it back down low, or we got a nice screen set up here, and we got a backdoor tip or a rebound option. Goes over to partner, and we rotate. The player who was here steps out for an option. This particular player shifts over to screen the goalie, and this particular player moves to the backdoor for a tip or a rebound. And lastly, we'll go back down low. Player who was in the slot steps out to pull one of these guys out of the way. So if this particular player is covering him, then again, you have an open lane to the net. If this guy is standing out here and this guy comes to get you, then you even have the back door here, or you can go back to the partner as well. Okay, so there are your 4 options. Again, very, very important. We want to make good passes. We want to move the puck quickly. We want to keep it around the perimeter. Defense, if you have the open shot, we want you to take it. Alright, and if we lose the puck or miss the net, it's very important the closest 2 or 3 players win the battle, and we get back into our setup and attack. Now these 5-on-3s, they don't happen too often in a game. You might only get 20-30 second opportunities when it does happen, so it's very important that we do learn the system, recognize the options, and we execute when we have these opportunities, because it can be the difference between winning and losing a game. And again, it's very, very important that we introduce this to you guys now. But again, we will work on this a lot more as the season progresses. All right, boys, take care.